The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi! Hello all! Hope your first hot air balloon experience will be a memory that you will never forget. I think we have started up with a very safe and secure trip with optimal weather conditions, isn't it? Children, are you strapped inside the basket? No, but we have experienced a very smooth and gentle takeoff, isn't it? Yes. And now, hovering to the heights of more than 1000 meters, scenery is just amazing. Children, do you feel or do you sway inside the basket of this hot air balloon? No, isn't it? Why? Manufacturers have considered the safety of the passengers who travel in this basket. So passengers can be loaded from 15 to 20 in numbers, it seems. And as the basket and balloon together weighs more than a ton, you will never experience any difficulties inside the basket. You are very safe. Okay, now you are soaring in the heights along with the birds. Isn't it so magical? Catch up with a glimpse of sunset beyond the horizon. So, are you not ready to enjoy this magical trip? Now, we are off in the sky and let us fly with a style. Ready? Yes. Now, our journey is from Paris to Belgium and our destination is towards Belgium. Are you ready? Shall we move? Yes. We'll begin with the passengers from where we have left in the previous class. Okay? Join me, open your eyes and enjoy the sights. Okay? Yes, children, it is from page 82 we will begin with. We stopped with the delicious inertia. What is the meaning of inertia? It is unwillingness to move, isn't it? And why did the narrator say that it is delicious inertia? Inertia, no sense of movement, unwillingness to move. But here delicious means they have a great sense of satisfaction and happiness while traveling, it seems. The passengers had a great sense of satisfaction and they even felt like birds who do not have to flap their wings. So they were highly satisfied. And now we'll begin with the passage. All memory has disappeared from our minds. All trouble from our thoughts. We have no more regrets, plans, nor hopes. We look, we feel, we wildly enjoy this fantastic journey. Nothing in the sky but the moon and ourselves. We are a wandering, traveling world like our sisters, the planets. And this little world carries 5 men who have left the earth and who have almost forgotten it. The barometers mark 1200 meters. Then 13, 14, 1500 and the little rice papers still fall about us. So now the world, this world that carries 5 men has reached 1500 meters height, and they are soaring, and this fleeting world was enjoying the journey. They say that they have almost forgotten the world that they have left behind in the earth. We are now at 2000 meters. We go up to 2350, then the balloon stops. We blow the siren and are surprised that no one answers us from the stars. When does the balloon stop and why? When they have reached 2350 meters height, the balloon has stopped. What might be the reason? The pressure must have come down, isn't it? So the balloon stops rising and it starts to descend. We are now going down rapidly. Marshal Mallet keeps crying. Why? What was he crying, or what was he calling about? Throw more ballast stones. Throw out more ballast. And the sand and the stones that we throw over come back into our faces as if they were going up, thrown from below towards the stars. So rapid is our descent coming down. Only if the balloon flies in the height, you can reach the destination, isn't it? Now it is descending. Here is the earth. Where are we? It is now past midnight and we are crossing a broad, dry, well-cultivated country. To the right is a large city and farther away to the left is another. But suddenly from the earth appears a bright fairy light. It disappears, reappears, and once more disappears. But one hardly has time to see them as the balloon passes as quickly as the wind. So the author describes the rapid descent of the balloon as when they throw the sand and stones, it flies back to their eyes, it seems. So in a very rapid movement, the balloon was descending down towards the earth. Now we are quite near the earth and Bear exclaims, "Look at that! What is that running over there in the fields? Isn't it a dog?" Indeed, something is running along the ground with great speed. And this something seems to jump over ditches, roads, trees with such ease that we could not understand what it might be. The captain laughs. It is a shadow of a balloon, dear. It will grow as we descend. So what was they looking at? They were looking at the shadow of the same balloon in which they were traveling. They were not able to guess until the captain declares that it was the shadow of their own balloon, because they were descending to the earth in such a great speed. They were crossing over the ditches, roads, trees and such an ease. So they felt that something was traveling along with them. And now when the captain says it is the shadow of their own balloon, they felt okay. I distinctly hear a great noise of foundries in the distance, and according to the polar star which we have been observing all night, we are heading straight for Belgium. So Belgium, it is the borders of France, isn't it? Borders the Netherlands to north, Germany to the east, Luxembourg to the southeast, France to the south, and North Sea for 70 kilometers to the northeast. So, how far does the polar star guide the travelers? Do you think it is a scientific way to travel? Do you know what North Star is? Polar star is called as North Star. Okay, it remains very constant in position. So, it will be very easy for the travelers to use them when they travel to know the direction. So, now polar star helped them to understand the direction to which they were traveling. Our siren and our two horns are continually calling. We bellow. Where are we? Bellow? In deep loud noise. Okay. But the balloon is going so rapidly that the bewildered man has not even time to answer us. The growing shadow of Lee Horla, as large as a child's ball, is fleeing before us over the fields, roads and woods. Who is bewildered here? Captain Jovis. Okay, so fleeing, running away. They didn't know where it was going. It was actually out of control, it seems. It goes along steadily, preceding us about a quarter of a mile, and now I am leading out of the basket, listening to the roaring of the wind in the trees and across the harvest fields. I say to Captain Jovis, how the wind blows. He answers. Who answers? Captain Jovis answers, no, it's not a wind. It is probably the sound of the waterfalls. I insist, sure of my ear that knows the sound of the wind from hearing it so often whilst through the rigging, sailing in a vessel. Okay. Then Jovis nudges me, giving a gentle push. Okay. He fears to frighten his happy, quiet passengers, for he knows full well that a storm is pursuing us, following them. Actually, Captain Jovis knew what the situation is right now inside the basket of the hot air balloon. He knew they will have to face with a sudden storm. But as a captain, as the responsibility of the captain is to keep everybody calm and cool, he didn't want to frighten up the passengers. He said, it's not actually the storm, it is just the sound of a waterfall. Can we justify the captain's behavior? Yes, we will have to justify and support him, because as a captain, he should not disturb the smooth journey of the passengers. He should shoulder up the responsibility for the safety of all these passengers, and he has to bring them safe to the destination. Suddenly, the lights of a town appear before us. Such a wonderful flow of fire appears below us, and that I think myself transported into some fairy land where precious stones are manufactured for giants. See the beautiful expression of the narrator. They were flying above a city where the buildings are lighted up with giant lights, and he compares it with the precious stones manufactured for giants. The lights that twinkle over the buildings were considered to be the precious stones manufactured for giants. Now we have past midnight. The clouds are gathering behind us, hiding the moon, whereas towards the east, the sky is growing lighter, becoming clear blue, tinged with red, having a small shade. It is dawn, morning. It's a time of sunrise. And what do you call of sunset? It is dusk. Okay, now it is a time of dawn. It grows rapidly, now showing us all the light details of the earth. The trains, the brooks, the cows, the goats, and all this passes beneath us with surprising speed. Cocks are crowing, but the voice of ducks drowns everything. The early rising peasants are waving their arms and crying to us, "Let yourselves drop." But we go along steadily, neither rising nor falling, leaning over the edge of the basket and watching the world fleeing under our feet. Fleeing, running. It is like personification. The rapid movement of the earth is expressed here. And indeed, far ahead of us stretches a bright highway in the light of the dawning day. Yes, it looks like a river, an immense river full of islands. Now the captain cries, "Get ready for the descent." Descent, now it's going to get a landing. He makes Marshal Mallet leave his net and return to the basket. Then We packed the barometers and everything that could be injured by possible shocks. Masher Besson exclaims, "Look at the mast over there to the left. We are at the sea." What is mast? It is a flag that supports during the sail to communicate. Okay. Fogs have hidden it from us until then. The sea is everywhere, to the left and opposite us. See what a difficult situation they were facing. So, if you were in such a situation, how would you react? They wanted to descend, they wanted to get a landing, but it was actually over the sea, it seems. Fog has hidden them from where they were planning to land. What would have you done? Please draft it in your notebook. Okay. See, now it is necessary to descend within a minute or two. The rope to the escape valve, which has been religiously enclosed in a little white bag and placed in sight of all so that no one will touch it, is unrolled, and Marshal Mallet holds it in his hand while Captain Jovis looks for a favorable landing. As a captain, he was taking care about a favorable landing. Now, what is the meaning of the phrase religiously enclosed? Religiously is an adverb, isn't it? And enclosed is a verb. So, religiously enclosed, religiously here it means very seriously, very carefully. It was closed and it was put in a white bag and kept in a place where everybody could see so that nobody will disturb it, meddle it until they were planning to land. Okay, so it was very carefully kept. Now Marshal Mallet has taken it up, unrolled it, and now they have a plan to open that escape valve. Okay. Behind us, the thunder is rumbling and not a single bird follows our mad flight. Actually, it was like a storm and they didn't want to be troubled or disturbed by the thunder and even by this monstrous flight. We are passing over a canal. The basket trembles and tips over slightly. Now it is about to land. The guy rope touches the tall trees on both banks. We pass with frightful rapidity over a large farm from which the bewildered chickens, pigeons and ducks fly away, while the cows, cats and dogs run terrified towards the house. The scene of the balloon taking a landing. Actually, even before these passages, this balloon was defined as a monstrous being. So when again this monster is coming down, all these animals, they got terrified, even they were frightened by the sight of this balloon coming down. Just one half bag of ballast is left. Jovis throws it overboard and Lee Horla flies lightly across the roof. The captain once more cries, "The escape valve." You have to be very careful about it. So if you leave it, might be it will land at any place which is not very safe. You will not get a safe landing. So be careful about it. Marshal Mallet reaches for the rope and hangs to it, and we drop like an arrow. With the slash of a knife, the cord which retains the anchor is cut, and we drag this grapple behind us through a field of beets. Here are the trees. "Take care, hold fast, look out for your heads." So it was cry from the captain or Marshal Mallet. We pass over them, then a strong shock shakes us. The anchor has taken hold. "Look out, be careful, take a good hold, raise yourself by your wrist. We are going to touch the ground." So you will have to balance yourself. Air hostess, even before the takeoff and at the time of landing, they give us a warning how to get seated, and even if you are in a situation how to use the bags. All these advice and warning will be given. We are going to touch the ground. The basket does indeed strike the earth. Then it flies up again. Once more it falls and bounces back upward again, and at last it settles on the ground while the balloon struggles madly like a wounded beast. Beautiful expression of the narrator. The basket tries to get settled on the ground. And what happened to the balloon? Balloon struggles. It's moving here and there. Balloon will not come straight to the ground, isn't it? So it will be moving here and there like a wounded beast. Wounded beast, when a beast is hurt, it will not stay at rest in a place. In a very disturbed manner, it will be moving here and there, running here and there with no order. So in the same way, this balloon was also moving here and there like a wounded beast. Peasants run towards us, but they do not dare to approach, for one cannot set foot on the ground until the bag is almost completely deflated, flattened. Then, almost at the same time as the bewildered men, some of whom show their astonishment by jumping with the wild gestures of savages, all the cows that are grazing along the coast come towards us, surrounding our balloon with a strange and comical circle of horns, big eyes and blowing nostrils. Blowing nostrils, animals, they want to smell it out, what the thing is, because it's very strange to them. As the balloon and the basket has landed down, they come towards with a comical circle, and they with big eyes, with an excitement to know what the thing is. With the help of the accommodating and hospitable Belgian peasants, we are able in a short time to pack up all our materials and carry it to the station of haste, where at 20 minutes past 8, we take the train for Paris. The descent occurred at 3:15 in the morning. So, do you remember the timing of their takeoff? It was by evening 5, isn't it? Now they have reached the destination by 3:15 in the morning. After taking a rest for nearly 4 to 5 hours, they have started their journey back to Paris by train. So, just they wanted to plan for an adventurous trip, and now it has happened very successfully. There were few people who spoke in negative towards this attempt, but the passengers in the basket, they were very positive that they will reach the destination. In between the journey, they had to face so many difficulties, but still they were very strong that they wanted to complete this adventurous trip very successfully, enjoying the sight. At a point of time, they say that even they forgot that they belong to the earth, becoming one with the galaxy. Now, thanks to Captain Jovis, thanks to this brave man, we were able to see in a single night from far up in the sky the setting of the sun, the rising of the moon and the dawn of the day, and to go from Paris to the mouth of the shell, to the skies. So, experience, wonderful, magical experience was that for the passengers over the basket of this hot air balloon, Horla. Yes, don't you get that adrenaline rush of being up in the air? Didn't you experience that when we were high up in the air? Yes, that's why we call it as adventurous trip. So, now we have taken up a very safe landing. Hope you enjoyed this journey from Paris to Belgium. Thanks to Captain Jovis and thanks to all those who have been one with me in this journey, and bye. Thank you.